I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you a thinking question on polynomial inequalities. Now, this is one of the best questions you can get on this topic. Question number 2. Write a linear function g of x such that it is greater than f of x equals to 4 minus x squared when absolute function x minus 1.5 is greater than 2.5. So we are relating three functions in this particular case and then trying to find the solution of an inequality. I'd like you to pause the video, answer this question, then look into my suggestions. Let's try to understand. Write a linear function g of x. So g of x is a linear function. Let's call this as ax plus b, right? Such that it is greater than f of x. That means we want g of x to be greater than f of x. And when do we want it greater than f of x? We want it when absolute value of x minus 1.5 is greater than 2.5, correct? So that is what it is. So let us begin by solving the last inequality, which is x minus 1.5 is greater than 2.5, correct? So when we say the absolute value is greater than this inequality really means what? Let's look into this. So it means that it means two things. Let me show you those two things here and then we'll get back to the question. Because an absolute function, it could be positive or negative, right? So it really means, if you want to do algebraically, it means that x minus 1.5 is greater than 2.5. If we are talking about x being greater than equal to 1.5 when this portion is positive, is it okay? However, this also means that when x is less than 1.5, it becomes negative. So we have to take negative of this. So the absolute function can be written as minus of x minus 1.5, right? So is greater than 2.5. Do you see that? Minus of that. So these are the two inequalities you have to separately solve. So here you get x is greater than 2.5 plus 1.5. That means x is greater than 4. In this case, that minus makes inequality flip. So we have x minus 1.5 as less than minus 2.5, correct? When you multiply by minus, you have to change the signs. So that means x is less than minus 2.5 plus 1.5 and x is less than, if you do this, what do you get? You get minus 1, correct? So basically it means that on a number line, I could solve this inequality and show my solution kind of like this. From the x absolute value, that if this is 0, for example, then we're looking for a solution in this portion. Do you see that? Well, this point is at minus 1, this one is at 4, correct? So that is what is to be interpreted from the given condition. Now let's get back to the question. So in the question, it really means that we're talking about two things. One is this parabola, which is opening downwards. So let me make a sketch here to show that. Okay, so let's do it here. So we have a parabola opening downwards, where this portion is at 4, right? And what? And we have that a line, g of x is a straight line, which has that solution. G of x is greater than, that means if I draw a line, so line is above the parabola when the values of x are on the left side of minus 1 and right side. That means if I draw a line like this, for example, right, then we are saying that the solution is not this. Here line is under, right? Here the line is above. Do you see that? This is the solution. Do you see that? This is the solution. So the value of any point is greater than on the line, greater than that on that. This is g of x, right? And this is f of x. Do you see that? So g of x is greater than f of x, where these points are the x values, x equals to -1 and x equals to 4. Do you get an idea, right? So basically we are saying that g of x is a straight line. So this implies that g of x is a straight line through x equals to -1 and x equals to 4. Perfect. And those point of intersections are on the curve. So let's find these points. So f of -1 is what? So you get 4 minus -1 square, which is equal to 4 minus 1, which is 3, right? The other value is at f of 4, right? So the other value is f of 4, and at 4, the value will be 4 minus 4 squared. That gives you 4 minus 16 or minus 12. So that means g of x, we could get, it passes through point A, which is -1, 3, and B, which is 4 minus 12, right? So that is how you're getting the line, correct? So we are saying that g of x is a line which goes through these 2 points. So now it is easy. We can find the equation of this line. So first step is, of course, to find the slope m, which is y2 minus y1. Okay, so we get -12 minus 3 divided by x2, 4, minus 1 makes it +5. So what we get here is -15 over 5, or -3. So -3 is the slope. So the equation of the line could be, let's write just y here, -3x plus b. To find the value of b, we'll plug in the point. Perfect. So let's do it. So I hope it's clear. So let's put b, which is the second point, -1 and 3 is good. So like 3 for the y value, right? -3 times -1 plus b, bringing it to this side, we get 3 plus 3, which is 6. So b is 6 for us. Since b is 6 for us, we can write down the answer, g of x is equal to -3x plus 6. Do you see that? So that is how we get the solution of this particular question. So go through this question once again. Write a linear function g of x, that is your linear function g of x, such that it is greater than f of x, the parabola inverted, when x is less than -1 and greater than 4, right? That is what is meaning of this absolute function inequality. Bring them all together. So that is what is expected for you to know when you enter for final exam on pre-calculus advanced functions. So I hope this concept is absolutely clear. Have a good look at it. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, that will be great. All the best for your exam. Thanks for watching.